The Stoics were experts on human behavior. They spent their whole lives studying what people want and how to find balance. While they didn't talk about intimacy in the same way that we do today, their ideas can be used in all areas of life, including relationships and sexual dynamics. A lot of the time, men miss out on what women really want in the bedroom because they think they know what women want when there's a huge difference between what men think women want and what women really want. This episode will talk about 9 sex positions that women want to experience but most men don't know about. If you really want to connect with a woman, please her, and leave a lasting impression, you need to understand the subtleties of her desires. Each position we talk about is about more than just physical pleasure. It's about controlling her vulnerability, giving her the freedom to express her sexuality, and building intimacy. Stay with me until the end as I break down these roles, explain why they're important, and show you how you can use them in your own personal life. Don't forget to like, follow, and leave a comment below with what you think or have done. Come with me into a world of more pleasure and friendship. Chapter 1. It's time for Cowboy to take charge, one of the most freeing and powerful jobs for women. When she's in the cow position, she's in charge of the pace, depth, and rhythm of the meeting. What makes this so appealing to women isn't just the physical control it gives them, but also the mental and emotional freedom it gives them. Women want to be able to express themselves and take charge in the bedroom in a way that feels natural and exciting, but they are often afraid to say what they want. Cowg lets them accept their inner confidence without fear of being judged by men. Giving up control to Cowgirl may seem like giving up power, but it's really about sharing power. By letting her take the reins, you show a strength that comes from being open and vulnerable. 2 traits that are often ignored but are very appealing from a Stoic point of view. The Cowgirl shows the idea of balance in relationships. Stoics believed in controlling oneself and finding harmony between desire and discipline. Men often feel the need to dominate in the bedroom because they think it shows masculinity or power. But real strength comes from knowing when to step back and let your partner express her desires. In this position, you're not giving up power, you're sharing it. In fact, when a man lets a woman take control in this way, it shows that he's confident and secure in his masculinity and is willing to let her lead without feeling threatened or insecure. Giving her the freedom to be fully in charge can create a strong emotional bond, which is something that women find very attractive. It's not just about the physical mechanics of the position. It's also about the deeper emotional exchange that happens when both partners feel free to fully express their desires from a physical point of view. Cowl has many perks that women find very satisfying. Since the woman controls the depth and speed, she can find the most satisfying experience for her body. These levels of control are very important because every woman's body is different. What works for one woman might not work for another. This position lets her enjoy what she likes without feeling rushed or pressured. It also makes it possible to target the G-spot, which can be hard to do in other positions. The chance for greater emotional connection is what makes Cowgirl even more unique. Direct eye contact, which is a powerful way to connect, is possible from this pose. When you look into each other's eyes during sex, you become more open and vulnerable emotionally. It's a way to communicate without words, and you can see pleasure, joy, and even love in your partner's eyes, which makes the experience even better. A sense of closeness is created through eye contact that isn't always present in more physically demanding or less intimate positions. Also, being face-to-face in Cowgirl makes it easy for her to say what she wants, like going slower, faster, deeper, or shallower, without stopping the flow of the moment for men. Today is your chance to listen to her and respond to her needs in real time. This kind of direct feedback can be very empowering for her and helpful for you. It's not just about doing what she says. It's about having a conversation where her happiness is valued, which makes the experience better for both of you emotionally and mentally. Many women are taught to think of sex as something that is done to them and they are submissive. Cowgirl can change the dynamics of a sexual relationship. The woman is now in charge of what happens and when, which can be very empowering for her because it lets her express her sexuality on her own terms, which is something many women secretly want but are too shy or embarrassed to say. For the man, this shift in power dynamics requires trust and emotional intelligence. It's not about doing nothing. It's about being aware of her responses, understanding her needs, and reacting accordingly. You are still actively involved in the experience through touch, communication, and energy, but in a way that puts her pleasure and desires first. This can be very satisfying for both partners because it makes the sexual contact more balanced and peaceful. The cowgirl position also lets the person lean forward for more clitoral stimulation or backward for deeper penetration. This versatility makes it a favorite among women because they can tailor the experience to what works best for them at any given time. Many women don't have the freedom to move their bodies in ways that feel measurable in more traditional positions. This adaptability also benefits you as a partner, as you get to see her in different states of pleasure, which can be incredibly exciting and fulfilling. Finally, the cowgirl position can lead to a deeper understanding of each other's desires. When a woman feels safe, empowered, and in control, she is more likely to open up emotionally, making the sexual experience not just about physical pleasure, but about deepening the relationship itself. This is where Stoicism's teachings on balance and emotional intelligence come into play. By allowing her the space to take control, you're fostering a deeper connection that goes beyond the bedroom and into the emotional and psychological aspects of your relationship. In essence, cowgirl isn't just a position, it's a gateway to deeper intimacy, emotional connection, and mutual satisfaction. By embracing this dynamic, you're not only enhancing the physical aspects of your relationship, but also creating a space where both of you can explore your desires openly and without fear for women. This is an experience they secretly crave but often don't voice. By offering her this moment of control, you're providing something far more valuable than just physical pleasure. You're offering emotional part 2 of liberation. Using spoons. One of the most intimate sex positions is spooning, and many women quietly want it because it makes them feel close to their partner, more than more aggressive or visually stimulating positions. In spooning, both partners lie on their sides with the man behind the woman. The goal is closeness, kindness, and the feeling of being wrapped up in each other. This allows for slow, deep entry and also makes it easier for many women to get physically close by putting their bodies together all the time. People have sex not just for physical pleasure, but also to feel emotionally linked to their partner. Spooning is a unique way to strengthen that emotional bond. Deep skin-to-skin contact, which makes you feel safe, comforted, and affectionate, is possible in this position. In fact, many women are more likely to feel mentally safe during sex, and spooning naturally makes them feel safe. The closeness and kindness that come with spooning can make women feel more loved and wanted, which can make them more aroused and make the experience much more satisfying. Scooping is a great way to show that you can be calm and in control of yourself, while also connecting deeply with someone else. Stoicism teaches that true strength doesn't come from dominating or overpowering others, but from connecting with them on a deeper level, and spooning is a great example of this. It's a gentle reminder that physical dominance isn't always the key to pleasure. Sometimes it's the softer, more intimate moments that make the biggest difference. In spooning, the man isn't just physically close, he's emotionally present. This shows her that you're not just there for your own pleasure, but to connect with her on more than one level. Spooning is also very enticing because it makes you move slowly and deliberately, unlike other poses that make you move faster. It's important to enjoy every touch, movement, and breath when spooning. The pace can be controlled to make sure that both partners are fully involved in the experience, and the close body contact makes it easier to pick up on each other's cues. The slower, more intimate rhythm can make both partners feel more pleasure, making the act feel more like a deep connection than just a physical act. Also, spooning lets the man touch her in different ways. He can easily reach around to pleasure her breasts. He can trace his fingers along her body or give her clitoral stimulation while keeping up the rhythm of penetration. This ability to do more than one thing at once can be very stimulating for women, because it mixes deep penetration with stimulation from the outside. The position's flexibility lets for a lot of different kinds of touch, which is something that many women really value but might not say out loud. Women also love spooning because it gives them a chance to be emotionally close to someone. Talking to people in this job. It feels natural and close to whisper sweet things or tell her how much you want her. Being close makes it easy to talk, which can strengthen the emotional connection even more, unlike other positions where the focus is mostly on body. As a result, spooning makes sex more complete by getting both partners to interact emotionally. But don't think that spooning is only about kindness and emotional closeness. When done right, it can still be very passionate. For many women, spooning is the most favored position because it combines the emotional and physical parts of intimacy in a way that few other positions can. This balance of softness and passion is what makes spooning so appealing from a psychological point of view. Women also like spooning because it lets them be vulnerable without worrying about being dominated. Since the man is behind her, supporting her physically and emotionally, she feels safe while still being in charge of her own happiness. A lot of women find great satisfaction in this balance of vulnerability and empowerment. Ultimately, spooning is a position that gives women exactly what they're looking for: emotional closeness, gentle stimulation, and a sense of security, all while maintaining the eroticism and passion of a sexual encounter. It's a position that encourages connection on every level, making it one that women dream of but may not always ask for. By embracing the intimacy and emotional depth of spooning, you're giving her an experience that goes beyond just physical pleasure. Chapter 3. Side by Side. A balance of comfort and intensity. This position is just right for slow, sensual lovemaking while still allowing for more intense, passionate times. It strikes a balance between being close and being comfortable. Women like this position because it makes it easy to touch each other's bodies, which means that both partners can explore and pleasure each other as the moment goes on. One of the main reasons women love this position is how connected it makes them feel. When you're face to face, you can maintain eye contact throughout, which creates a deeper emotional and psychological bond. Eye contact during sex is a very powerful way to feel close to someone. It encourages a sense of openness and vulnerability that many women secretly desire, even if they don't say it out loud. In the side-by-side position, both emotional connection and physical pleasure can naturally thrive. This position is also very adaptive, as both partners are lying down, which eases the body strain and promotes a more relaxed approach to intercourse. This makes it easier to maintain longer sessions of lovemaking, giving both partners the chance to focus on building up pleasure slowly rather than rushing toward a quick climax. For women who need more time to get fully aroused, the slower pace can be especially rewarding. Being able to control the rhythm and pace in this position adds a sense of excitement that many women find incredibly enticing from a stoic point of view. Science by side is a way to talk about balance. Stoicism teaches that pleasure and self-control must live together in balance. This position lets both partners enjoy the physical parts of sex without losing sight of the emotional link. It's not about being dominant or overpowering, it's about making a connection and exchange of pleasure that makes both partners happy. This subtle balance of intensity and tenderness makes the side-by-side position the perfect example of stoic principles in the bedroom. Another reason women like this position is that it allows for mutual stimulation. Since both partners have free use of their hands, they can easily touch each other's erogenous zones. The side-by-side position is great for women because it lets them experience a wide range of sensual pleasures. Whether they want gentle caresses, breast stimulation, or direct touches, this position makes for a fully immersive experience. The ability to add layers of sensory pleasure makes this position stand out because it gives women the freedom to express their desires while being deeply engaged with their partner. Additionally, lying side by side is ideal for couples who want to try talking to each other during sex. Being face to face lets you talk, whisper, or even guide each other through the experience, which can be very attractive to women. As it raises the psychological and emotional intensity of the encounter, many women love to hear their partner express desire, pleasure, or even give gentle instructions. The exchange of words can improve the mood and draw both partners into a more connected and erotic space, making the experience even more satisfying. In this position, both partners can take turns being in charge, because it's easy to change the angle. One partner can set the rhythm and pace, or you can switch who's leading without stopping the flow of the experience. This easy swapping of power is appealing to women because it makes intimacy more dynamic and engaging. The back and forth of this pose keeps it interesting and gives both partners a sense of power, which leads to a deeper sense of equality and connection. Overall, the side-by-side position is a great way to feel comfortable, connected, and in charge. Women love the balance of physical pleasure and mental closeness it offers, which is why it's one of the most popular choices for people who want a more intimate and deeper sexual experience. Due to its flexibility and high level of engagement, it is the best choice for couples who want to slowly reach mutual happiness while staying connected in all ways. Part 4. The cross is an underrated way to bond deeply. The cross position, in which the woman lies on her back and the man stands straight across from her, provides a unique angle for deep entry and closeness. This position, which is often ignored, offers a different kind of stimulation that lets both partners enjoy new feelings and deeper levels. How to connect women like the cross because it lets them target specific parts of the vaginal canal. This position often hits areas of the vaginal canal that aren't as easy to reach in other positions. The cross is perfect for women who like a mix of strong sensual feelings and more gentle ones. This pose also gives the man control over depth and speed, which can be very exciting if he does it while keeping an open mind about how she reacts. The cross shows how the idea of adaptability works. Stoicism teaches us to accept change and try new things without being afraid or hesitating. The cross position encourages partners to leave their comfort zones and give something new and exciting, which women love. There should be variety in the bedroom, and this position gives it without being too hard or difficult. The emotional connection that the cross creates is another big draw for women. It allows for deep penetration and keeps partners close physically. For many women, the angle makes it easy to hold hands, kiss, and look each other in the eyes, making it the right mix of physical pleasure and emotional closeness. For some people, sex isn't just about getting pleasure physically, it's also about feeling closer to their partner mentally. Blends both because this job needs teamwork and encourages partners to talk to each other. For women, this interaction can make the experience better by making them feel like an active participant rather than a passive recipient. When both partners work together to find the right rhythm and pace, it creates a sense of satisfaction that many women find highly satisfying. Another hidden benefit of the cross is that it can be very comfortable for both partners. Since it doesn't require a lot of flexibility or physical effort, it can be great for couples who want to be intimately connected without the strain that some more demanding positions require. Its balance of novelty, intimacy, and stimulation makes it a great choice for both partners to enjoy. In short, the cross is a great way to bring something new and exciting into the bedroom. Women may not always ask for it, but once it's introduced, it's often a favorite. It's an underrated gem that combines emotional intimacy, communication, and physical pleasure, leaving both partners feeling satisfied and more deeply connected. The fifth. The lazy dog is a fun take on an old favorite. The lazy dog is a subtle change from the classic dog pose, but it has a twist that many women find very enjoyable. In this form, both partners are more relaxed. The woman lies on her stomach and the man lies on top of her, making for a more private and slow-paced form of the more intense doggy style. This position gives women deeper penetration and steady full-body contact, which they want but may not always say out loud. One big reason women like the lazy dog style is that it makes them feel close and comfortable, unlike the more active and physically demanding traditional doggy style. The lazy dog position lets both partners relax into the experience. For many women, the pressure of the man's body against hers can feel protective and sensual, giving them a sense of closeness that isn't always present in more intense positions. Full-body contact during sex makes the emotional connection stronger, turning what could be a purely physical act into something much more meaningful. This position also offers a different kind of stimulation. With the woman lying flat, the angle of penetration changes, letting the man hit different parts of the vaginal canal, which can give her intense pleasure. The deeper penetration that the lazy dog position allows can be very satisfying, especially when combined with the slower, more deliberate movements that this position encourages. Women often like a mix of deep, slow thrusts and faster movements, and the lazy dog position is perfect for this combination from a stoic point of view. The lazy dog shows the balance between strength and weakness. The man controls the movement, but the slower pace and close body contact show that the two people are more connected and understand each other better. Stoicism teaches that control isn't about being in charge. It's about making sure that the experience is good for both people. In this position, the man can be in charge, but the slower, more personal nature of the position shows that he is aware of what his partner wants and needs. Women also like the lazy dog because it gives the man's hands a chance to touch her in different ways. He can caress her back, hold her hips, or even stimulate her clitoris. For women, this multitasking feature can make the experience better because it mixes deep penetration with stimulation from the outside. The lazy dog is also great for stimulating the G-spot because of the way it goes into the body. If done right, it can lead to strong orgasms. One more reason women love this position is that it allows for whispered conversation. Since the man is lying close to her, it's easy to say how much you want her or even do dirty talk if that's what you both like. Many women find this kind of verbal intimacy very enticing because it adds another level of psychological stimulation to the physical pleasure they're feeling. The closeness of your bodies in this position also creates a deep emotional connection, turning the encounter into something passionate and intimate. Another important part of the lazy dog is the psychological side of things. Many women like to feel like they can give up control during sex, but they also want to feel safe and loved at the same time. The lazy dog is the best way to satisfy both of these needs. The slow, deliberate pace and full body contact make her feel loved and protected instead of just physically dominated. In conclusion, the lazy dog is a very satisfying position for women because it combines the best of both worlds, deep penetration and emotional closeness. The slow pace, close body contact, and chance to talk make it a position that women want to be in but may not always ask for. By adding the lazy dog to your sexual repertoire, you're giving her a mix of comfort, intimacy, and intense pleasure that she'll likely remember long after the moment is over. Part 6. The Girl on Top. There are many reasons why women love being in the lead position with the girl, but one of the most important is that it puts them in charge. When they're sitting on top of their partner, they can control the pace, depth, and rhythm of the experience. Not only does this feel good, but it also gives her a lot of power because she can move in any way that makes her feel good, which means she can reach orgasm on her words. Women love the girl on top position because it lets them explore their own pleasure. In most positions, the man is in charge and decides how fast and intense the encounter is. But in Girl on Top, she can move at her own pace, making sure she can reach the peak of her pleasure. For many women, they feel free and excited because they have power over their lives, which lets them fully pursue their own desires from a stoic point of view. Giving her the reins in this situation shows that you have trust and emotional intelligence. Stoicism teaches that being strong doesn't mean always being in charge, but knowing when to give up that power. By letting her lead the way in the bedroom, you show that you trust yourself enough to let her find her own happiness without feeling the need to control her. What it was like. Women find this balance of power and submission very attractive. There are also important physical benefits to being in this situation. Girl on Top lets you go deeper and gives you more control over clitoral stimulation, both of which are important for helping women reach pleasure. Because they can change the angle and rhythm to hit all the right spots, women often find that this position makes them more likely to have great pleasure. She has many ways to get the most pleasure from the experience because she can grind, bounce, or move in a circle. Because you're face to face, this position also encourages emotional closeness, because you can make deep eye contact, kiss, and talk during the encounter. Many women like to keep an emotional connection strong during sex, and girl on top is the perfect position for that. Whether you're exchanging whispers of desire or just keeping eye contact, this position offers a mix of physical and emotional connection that many women secretly desire. One more reason women like this position is that it lets them see. Because she controls her movements and how she presents herself, being on top makes her feel better about her body. Many women find this position sexy and powerful because they can take charge of the experience and guide their partner in ways that are psychologically best for them. Girl on top gives her power because it makes her feel like she's in charge of her own happiness. Many women secretly want this kind of freedom in the bedroom, but they might not always ask for it. By telling her to take the lead, you're not only letting her explore her desires, but you're also showing her that you respect and value her needs. This can make the sexual experience better for both of you. Women love being in the girl on top position because it gives them power over the experience and makes sure their pleasure comes first. Women want to be in this position because it gives them deep penetration, clitoral stimulation, and emotional closeness, even if they don't always say it out loud. By putting her in this position, you're not only giving her intense physical pleasure, but you're also giving her the power to control her own sexual experience. The seventh, it's brave and exciting to sit on a chair. One of the sexiest and most exciting positions is sitting on a chair, and many women secretly wish they could be in it. The man sits on the chair, and the woman straddles him, facing him the whole time. This position allows for deep penetration, constant eye contact, and full body closeness, which makes it a favorite among women who want both physical pleasure and emotional closeness. One reason women love this position is that it gives them power and intensity. For example, a girl sitting on top of a chair can control the rhythm and pace of the meeting, making sure she can orgasm on her turns. Many women find this position very pleasurable because it lets them get very close to their partner. It's even better when they can grind or move in a way that stimulates their clitoral area. Sitting in this position also helps with emotional connection because you can make deep eye contact, kiss, and talk to each other during the encounter. Many women like the chance to keep an emotional connection strong during sex, and sitting in a chair is the perfect way to do that. The full body contact and intimate positioning make it easy to exchange whispers of desire, or just enjoy the closeness of being wrapped up in each other from a stoic point of view. The act of sitting in a chair shows a balance between closeness and power. Stoicism says that real strength comes from being able to connect deeply with others. This position allows for that kind of connection. By sitting in a chair and letting her lead, you show that you're confident enough to give up control and focus on making an experience that's enjoyable for both of you. Women find it very attractive when guys have this much confidence. Another reason women like this position is that it brings them physically close. This position allows for constant skin-to-skin contact, which can strengthen the mental and physical bond between partners. Being close also makes it easier to do other forms of stimulation, like kissing, touching, or even whispering sweet nothings in her ear. To sum up, sitting on a chair is a bold and exciting position that gives women the chance to control the pace and intensity of the experience while maintaining. As we wrap up this guide, it's important to remember that these 9 sex positions are about a lot more than just the physical act. Each of them represents a deeper emotional and psychological connection between partners. Intimacy is beautiful when it strikes a balance between being weak and strong, passionate and tender. By trying these positions, you're giving her both physical and emotional closeness, from the empowering freedom of Cowgirl to the deep emotional connection fostered by spooning or the intensity of sitting on a chair. These positions allow you to connect with your partner in a way that goes beyond the surface. They give her the space to explore her own pleasure while building trust and intimacy between the two of you. If you've made it this far, congratulations. You now know something that 99% of men don't know. Don't be afraid to use what you've learned in your relationship. Pay attention to what your partner wants. Be willing to try new things, but most importantly, Keep your attention on the link you're making with each other. If you liked this episode, please like, subscribe, and leave a comment below. Share your stories and experiences. What works, what hits home, and how these methods have helped you connect deeper. Your story could help someone else get closer to their partner. Until next time, remember that the key to great sex isn't just the moves, it's the connection you make with your partner. Stay connected, be present, and let the journey of exploration continue.